Hey guys, it's Steve from the Fat Life Project. Welcome back to my channel. It is 4:30 a.m. here in Guangzhou. I've just landed at the Guangzhou Baiyun Airport, and this officially kicks off my China adventures, a country that I have been itching to come back to since my trip to Xi'an last year. And I'm finally back. In today's travel vlog, I'm going to take you with me to spend 3 and a bit days here in Guangzhou, the capital of Guangdong and the birthplace of Cantonese culture. We're going to be doing a variety of things, from visiting some of the classic landmarks such as Canton Tower, try out some authentic Cantonese street foods, and I'm even going to take you to a couple of spots that you may not have even heard of before. I have carefully curated today's itinerary and I know you're going to love it. And so without further ado, let's get into it. So let's quickly also talk about how to get from the Guangzhou airport into the city. The cheapest way would be the Guangzhou Metro, and there's also an airport express. I would have by this stage already covered the third option, which would be to hail a cab via Didi Chuxing, aka China's version of Uber or Grab. And that's the option I'm going to use because you guys, it is 4:30 a.m. I just booked a cab via Didi, and my ride I think is going to cost me around 22 Aussie dollars. Not bad. It's now about 7:15 a.m. and it's still a bit too early for me to check into my hotel. And so I went on Dianping. Again, I would have covered this in my China travel guide video, but it is one of the apps that you will need to download on your phone when you're visiting China because it's going to show you all the restaurants in your area that are worth visiting, rated and ranked by the locals. Additionally, Dianping will also show you discount vouchers that are valid for that particular restaurant. Always good to save a bit of money. I found this place on Dianping that specializes in rice noodles, a must-try Guangzhou delicacy. It's called Puning rice noodle rolls. You're going to notice about China that is immediately different is the rice rolls are made fresh to order. He's making them right now. And you know it's fully local as well because everybody here in the store are locals and nothing on the menu is in English. Looks a bit different from the usual rice noodle rolls that I'm familiar with as well, but let's give it a go. Not really a chopstick user. Oh, there we go. It's definitely a lot stretchier than the rice noodle rolls that I'm familiar with back in Malaysia, but the taste is amazing. I do need some coffee to jumpstart my day though, so here we are at the Luckin coffee, which I believe is a popular chain here in China. And this is their award-winning blend. Let's give it a go. Do you know what? That really woke me up. Just heading off to our first location, which is Guangdong Zoo. And you will, by the way, be using WeChat Pay for absolutely everything here, including riding the subway. You will need to download a mini program. I'm going to put it here on the screen called the Guangzhou QR code. You will need to scan that QR code to ride the subway. Or you can also just choose to purchase single ride tickets. Google Maps also doesn't work in China. Everybody talks about a map that is also available in English now. But I honestly think Apple Maps is kind of underrated. So I kind of interchangeably use a Maps and Apple Maps when I'm navigating myself in China. And thankfully, the public transport signs here are also available in English. The one important thing that you need to be aware of before you board is to make sure that you're on the correct direction. And to do that, just look if your station is on the list right here. But I'm pretty excited about my first stop. It was literally the first thing I added onto my itinerary when I knew I was coming to Guangzhou. This is Guangzhou Zoo, one of the largest zoos here in southern China. I'm here quite early, so the good thing about being here quite early is that it's kind of empty. I'm obviously looking forward to seeing a lot of the animals, but I have to confess, I'm here for one mission and one mission only. Hello, cutie pie. Little slice of Australia here in China. They're not kidding when they say this is the largest zoo in southern China. I reckon the zoo is going to easily take you 3 to 4 hours to do properly. Pretty good deal when you think about the fact that the ticket just cost me 4 Aussie dollars. My next stop is Yuexiu Park. It is one of the city's most historical landmarks and the largest park in downtown Guangzhou. The park is immaculately maintained and there are several things you need to check out when you're here. The historic Zhenhai Tower, a Ming Dynasty structure that now houses the Guangzhou Museum. The 5 ram statue, one of Guangzhou's most iconic landmarks inspired by a local legend. These old city walls located within the park that was built way back in the Ming Dynasty. I mean, it just blows my mind that you can be in a city that is so historically rich that you could just like that be walking amongst city walls that are over 600 years old. Another thing that you absolutely have to do while you're here at the park is to visit the Sun Yat-sen Memorial. It is actually the tomb where Sun Yat-sen was buried. And so apart from paying respects to the founding father of China, the building itself is also an architecture wonder, being the first mausoleum in the history of modern Chinese architecture. Isn't it just stunning? Of course, once you've seen the Sun Yat-sen monument, you must also come by just about 5 minutes away to the Sun Yat-sen Memorial Hall, which is what I'm standing in front of right now. A pivotal must-visit historical landmark here in Guangzhou that was built, of course, in honor of Sun Yat-sen, the founding father of modern China. It is over 90 years old and unique octagonal hall can sit up to 3,000 people. Not to mention that the building itself features traditional Chinese architecture with a striking blue tiled roof that is absolutely stunning to look at. It costs about $2 to enter and explore the hall. And they will also periodically throughout the day do a show that's included in the ticket price, telling the story of Sun Yat-sen. It's not even lunchtime and I've already hit 20,000 steps. I believe I deserve a little reward, so we're heading off to lunch. Here we are at the Beijing Road Pedestrian Street, one of the busiest and most famous shopping streets in Guangzhou that blends modern retail with over 1,000 years of history. You see, whilst the area is packed with shops and restaurants, one of its most unique features is the preserved sections of ancient road layers displayed under glass, revealing the street's evolution from the Song, Yuan, Ming, and Qing dynasties. This place is giving me Osaka Dotonbori vibes. You're also going to, by the way, find plenty of shopping complexes underground like this, not just in Guangzhou, but also throughout China. And if you're into shopping, you could spend a lot of time in here. One thing that you're going to notice real fast with China when you're going to a restaurant or cafe is that no one's going to come up with a menu to take your order. Instead, there'll be a QR code that looks a little bit like this. You have to scan it using WeChat, order and pay via WeChat. I actually think it's a lot more efficient. But what do you think? I ordered some fish noodles. Smells amazing. And we were actually having lunch right next to Dafo Temple, which is one of Guangzhou's most iconic landmarks. And it already looks amazing now, but it's going to look even better at night. I've always been a big believer that the architecture of a city will tell you the story of the city itself. There is perhaps no better example of this in Guangzhou than Shamian Island. It is a small, peaceful area known for its beautifully preserved European colonial architecture from its days as a foreign concession in the 19th century. You will find elegant mansions here, old churches and quiet plazas that feel completely different from the city's skyscrapers. Not to mention that this entire area offers you a glimpse into Guangzhou's international trading history. There are also plenty of super cute cafes in this area for you to explore and chill in. After Shamian Island, I quickly came back to check into my hotel and also to take a much needed shower because I have been non-stop since I landed. This is the Paco Business Hotel. It is located in the Tianhe district, which is, by the way, where a lot of first-time visitors stay due to its proximity to a lot of tourist attraction spots. A fact that I can actually attest to, as the only reason why I was able to cover so many places today was because everything was just 1 or 2 train stops away. I paid 114 Aussie dollars for 3 days and 2 nights, and this room is freaking huge. Look, I've got a separate toilet and shower, and like, look at all of this, you guys. It's a great room. Guangzhou also has one of the most stunning night skyline views, and one of the best ways to see it is by taking a Pearl River cruise, which is what we're on now. The river is the 3rd largest river in Guangzhou, and one of the key reasons why Guangzhou was able to be a major trading port for centuries. The Pearl River cruise is going to take you past illuminated bridges, modern skyscrapers, giving you prime views of some of the best of Guangzhou, including Canton Tower. We are back at Beijing Road for dinner, and as you can see, it is definitely very lively. This place is giving me Myeongdong in Seoul or Ximending in Taipei. Same vibes. Some noodles. I told you guys that we're going to come back here to see the Dafo Temple at night. So here we are, and guys, I think it's worth coming back for. What do you think? Although if you're a subscriber, you would already know that I would never end my night in any city without going to a secret bar. And there's no way I was going to miss this one here in Guangzhou that has ranked within Asia's top 50 bars for multiple years. I believe it was number 7 last year, and in 2024, it was number 74 in the world's top 100 bars. Needless to say, I am looking forward to this. So come on, let's go. It says it's somewhere around here, but where is it though? Give me a spicy, not spicy.
好啊，它是一个偏酸甜口感的鸡尾酒，你 OK 吗？
可以啊，没问题。
冷烧的。
没问题。 So this is the spicy, not spicy. Has white rum in it, and interestingly also has chili in it, both in the drink and also the little piece of candy that was on the top. The second drink is the DPD, and I think it contains, amongst other things, gin, and this little tart at the top has bitter melon in it. It actually has a very clean tea flavor to it.
That's really nice as well.
That was actually so much fun, and I actually met so many new people in there as well, which is actually something that I personally enjoy about bar hopping when I'm solo traveling. The drinks were delicious, but I might just be a little bit drunk at the moment. So I'm gonna call it a night and tap off here, but I'm gonna see you guys bright and early tomorrow for day 2. Hey guys, welcome to day 2 of my adventures in Guangzhou. Having yum cha or dim sum is an absolute must-do when you're in Guangzhou. And today we're gonna go try out one of the best that Guangzhou has to offer. Tao Tao Ju is a Michelin award-winning dim sum restaurant, and I have seen rave reviews online, so I'm really looking forward to this. And I'm getting so good at the business of just scanning the QR code to order that I wasn't quite sure what to do when she handed me this. An actual physical menu. I mean, honestly, everything looks delicious. I don't even know where to start. Do you think I over-ordered? I don't know. This is their truffle siu mai. We then have their carrot cake. There are 2 things I like about their carrot cake. One is that it's got a really strong shrimp flavor, and second, it's got a little spice kick to it as well, but not too strong. The piece de resistance and a Guangzhou staple, their seafood red rice roll. Let's give it a go. This tastes like a thin shrimp toast within a rice roll. So freaking good. And then next up we've got Malay cake. You can really smell the brown sugar in this. Buttery with a side of brown sugar. So good. And I wasn't gonna get this, but who can resist durian? And you guys, the durian smell is really strong. Pastry is crispy and flaky, and look at how much durian they've got in there. This is superb. And the best part of all is all that food just cost me 127 renminbi, which works out to be about 26, 27 Aussie dollars. Crazy value. You would never get it at this price point in Sydney. We saw this iconic landmark from afar last night, but today we are up close and personal right within the Canton Tower. Possibly the most iconic landmark here in Guangzhou and a defining feature of the city's modern skyline. Standing at over 600 meters tall, it was once the tallest tower of the world. There's actually quite a few different things you can do here. Some for those with a higher appetite for risk than others. I am not going to be doing the sky drop, but this looks good. So let's do this. The bubble tram combo. The ticket to do the bubble train cost me about 57 Aussie dollars, which is not cheap, but it is a combo package, which I think includes 3 other activities. Anyway, it's time to head up now, so let's go. Look at this. You really do get a stunning 360-degree view of the city. And the ticket very helpfully has a printout of the city's map. Well, we're not going to be doing that. This, you guys, is the only ride I'm going to be doing. I'm here at the Zhujiang New Town. Look, they have a chagi. I've actually never tried chagi before, so let's give it a go. The tea flavor here is so fragrant, not too sweet. And there's definitely milk in it, but it doesn't taste too milky, which I love. A lot of the buildings that we saw in the Pearl River cruise yesterday from afar are actually in this area, including the IFC Tower and the Guangzhou Opera. I'm a huge fan of putting in a museum or 2 in whatever city I travel to. And if you're in the Zhujiang New Town area, you have to go to the Guangdong Museum. Let's go check it out. It's a bit too hot to be out and about anyway. Entry is free, but whilst we're walking in, just a heads up that you will need to bring your passport everywhere, as they will link your entry tickets, your subway tickets, and really anything you buy to your passport. And your passport will be used to verify your identity before you enter any establishment. So bring your passport wherever you go when you're in China. And my first museum stop is here at the Guangdong Museum. As you go up the levels, you will find that the building also overlooks the Zhujiang New Town area and Pearl River. The collection here can be divided into 2 main sections. The core historical collection, which will include the history and culture halls, arts and craftsmanship, showcasing calligraphy, ivory carvings, export transport arts tied to the maritime Silk Road. However, there's always something new that's happening. For example, as I'm here right now, the museum is promoting a Splendors from the El Sabah collection from Kuwait that is running all the way till the end of March. The whole museum is probably going to take you 2 to 2.5 hours to properly explore. And the best part is it is free to enter. It is about 30 degrees now in the afternoon, and so I think we're going to continue on this indoor theme by heading to Museum Stop 2. We're here now at the Guangzhou Museum. This museum's not free. It will cost you about 10 renminbi to get in. And by the way, just a side topic, if you plan to do any museums, places that you need to pre-book or get tickets for, I would highly recommend to pre-book and pre-purchase wherein possible, because otherwise it's going to be quite a bit of a process because they need you to use your passport to verify your identity. Then you'll need to pay via WeChat Pay or Alipay, and sometimes that doesn't work. So if you can just pre-purchase your tickets, just always pre-purchase it. With all that being said, Guangzhou Museum is definitely worth visiting. If not for the history, then for the building that it is in. It is located within the Zhenhai Tower. It is actually, as I'm filming, under restoration works, but when it is not being restored, it is often referred to as the 5-story pagoda. The building itself dates back to the Ming Dynasty. It's now 5:30 p.m. and the outdoors is much cooler now. So we're here at one of the best sunset spots in Guangzhou. This is Ersha Island, Ersha Dao. And you can see I'm not the only one who's thought of this, as there's already a few people out here camping out for the sunset. And you would already get a fantastic view of the water and Canton Tower, either from the park or from the ledge over there. But if you want an even better view, just head up the bridge. Remember the light show that we saw on the boat cruise yesterday? Well, if you wait long enough, you'll get to see it up close and personal here on the Canton Tower pedestrian bridge as the buildings light up around you. I think the Canton Tower one in particular lights up at around 7, and the buildings around them follow suit. The other thing that was missing off my Guangzhou itinerary was a spa, because how can you come to China and not do a spa experience? And honestly, after days of clocking 20-something thousand steps, I think I've earned this. So I am now about to try out a popular massage chain here in China called Yun Xin Shui for a neck and foot massage. So come along with me for the experience. I kid you not that was one of the best massage experiences I've ever had. I just don't think my life is going to be the same again. That whole experience cost me about 389 renminbi, which works out to be about 80-something Aussie dollars. 1000% would do it again, and 1000% would recommend. Another night, another secret bar, and tonight's bar is really hard to find. Like, I have literally been walking up and down the street multiple times and still lost. DrinkLESS is a speakeasy tucked away in the trendy Dongshankou area, hidden behind this door in the wall that's easy to miss, which is exactly the point. The menu here is quite interesting. It combines a lot of Chinese elements in it, like my first drink. This is the pu'er sour, which has whiskey, pu'er tea, and a water chestnut. Sour and refreshing. I was gonna get another drink, but they have just given me a little shot from that drink vault that's sitting there by the bar. I'm a bit scared, but let's give it a go. It smells quite strong. Yep, it's strong. Florally, but strong. And I'm not gonna need a second drink. And that bar marks the end of day 2 here in Guangzhou. This city is such a vibe. Anyway, it's been a long day. I'm gonna head home, take a shower, and head to bed. I'll see you guys tomorrow bright and early for day 3. I was talking to one of my friends about my fantastic dim sum experience yesterday at Tao Tao Ju, and he said, no, that's not where you go. This is where the locals go. And so we are starting off day 3 with another dim sum experience. It's another dim sum branch called Dian. Come with me, let's go check it out. So I learned my lesson from yesterday. We're keeping it quite simple today. I got some congee, preserved egg and pork congee. One of my favorites at Yamcha. I'm curious to see how it compares here in China, or should I say how much better it's going to be here in China. The congee is so smooth, so well done, and it comes with like huge chunks of pork and century egg as well. I've also got some buns. These are called bolo baos. The pastry is airy and flaky, and the barbecue pork that's in it is delicious. Honestly, yumcha in China is just next level. What can I say? Next up are the egg tarts, which are, by the way, so soft that they're falling apart as I'm trying to pick it up. This is one of my favorite dim sum dishes of all time. I really hope it does not disappoint. The pastry is light and flaky, and the egg custard that is in the middle is so smooth. This place definitely has a more home-cooked style feel to it, but in terms of taste, I think they're both quite similar. If you've been to either and have an opinion, let me know in the comment section. But personally, for me, I'm equally as impressed. I realized that I haven't covered a lot of cafes in my itinerary, so we're gonna do some today. Let's go. My first stop is here at the Roe Guangzhou. It is a cafe that I've seen all over my Instagram and TikTok feed when I was researching for my Guangzhou trip. And so I thought I'll make it out here. It is really in the most unlikely area that you would think it would be. And I was wondering if my cab was taking me in the right direction as we're going past all of this market and industrial areas. But here we are at the Raw Cafe in Guangzhou. The cafe's decor is actually quite interesting. The inside is this minimalist chic decor, whereas the outside is giving desert aesthetics from canyons to caves to sand dunes. And whilst I didn't have any food as I have just come from a huge dim sum breakfast, the coffee itself was delicious and they do have a pastry collection as well. And for our second cafe, I'm actually back here in Dongshankou, where the DrinkLESS Bar that we went to last night was. In fact, it is right across the road. Let's go check out our second cafe. It's called Sit Down. It is more boutique coffee chain here in Guangzhou. I believe there's 4 spots across the city. The menu actually comprises of a mix of the classics like a Americano or long black, oat flat white and oat latte and all kind of stuff. But it also has a menu full of specialty blends. And that's what I'm having today. The one I'm having is called Summer. It's a blend of mango and coffee. Let's give it a go. Hello. I have finished my coffee now, but I am in the Dongshankou area, which is like the Xiongsu of Guangzhou. It is one of those quietly cool, under-the-radar neighborhoods in Guangzhou with a mostly younger crowd, serving up a street that is full of hip cafes, local designer brands. Everything on this street, in fact, feels a lot more curated rather than being quite commercial, unlike most of the other shopping streets that you will see here in Guangzhou. A lot of the stalls and restaurants have also made good use of the existing architecture, making that amalgamation in architecture quite interesting to look at. And there's quite a nice pricing range between all the brands as well. You get the slightly more upmarket brands, where it might cost you a couple of hundred Aussie dollars to get a piece of clothing, to a vintage shopping store like the one that we were just in, where you can get things for a few hundred renminbi. I love it. One of Shanghai's flagship dishes is crab roe noodles. One of the most popular restaurants that sells it is a place called Sesame Bar. But I found out that there's actually a branch here in Guangzhou as well. So that's where we're going to be heading to for dinner. Got some dumplings, it's kind of hot. The piece de resistance, crab roe. Right, let's give it a go. That was one of the best things I've eaten in my trip so far. And if this is how all Shanghai food is gonna taste like, I think I'm gonna be doing a lot of eating in Shanghai. We're gonna be covering a few bars tonight post-dinner. And the first one is an absolute must if you've ever wondered what butterbeer would taste like if it was alcoholic. I mean, it's literally called the Butterbeer Company. Butterbeer. There's literally a series of butterbeers. We're gonna get the original. It's got this creamy Guinness stout kind of flavor going for it. I dig it. I am convinced that you'll never run out of uniquely themed bars to check out here in Guangzhou. Like this next one, for example, that's located inside a cave. Come with me, let's go check it out. An inner bar truly delivers from the decor perspective. Step inside and you'll be greeted with a moody, dimly lit space that truly makes you feel like you're inside a cave. Like most of the bars that we've been to in Guangzhou so far, the cocktail menu is, shall we say, intentionally experimental, fusing classic spirits or well-known cocktail standards with a unique or seasonal Chinese ingredient. I had the flat Fanta grape and copy candy cocktails, which were both delicious. I absolutely love Guangzhou. Let me give you a few reasons why. Number one, the dim sum here is absolutely next level. Like, I'm from Sydney and I used to think, do you know, I think we have pretty good dim sum, but no. Guangzhou is miles and leagues ahead. No contest. Second, I'm a huge fan of cities with deep culture and historical stories to tell, and Guangzhou is definitely one of them. Third, and I don't know why I was initially surprised about this, but the customer service across the board, from the hotel to the flight to basically any restaurant or mall that I was at, was A+. Like, I have no complaints. In fact, I already am planning to come back. If you're planning a trip to Guangzhou and are feeling like the spots that I've mentioned on this itinerary are not enough, you're going to find my Guangzhou travel PDF guide helpful, as it contains well over 50 things to see, eat, try, and do in this wonderful city. The PDF guide will also give you access to my Apple Maps playlist. And the good thing about that is that I will also be constantly adding to that list in my return trips. And so you will always be finding new things to check out on that playlist. And if you're also planning a trip to China, you're going to find my China travel guide video helpful, containing absolutely everything you need to know before and during your trip to China, including quintessential things such as how to activate and use WeChat or Alipay, how to navigate public transport in China. I'm going to put that video at the end of this video so that you can go ahead and watch that next. I do hope that you found value in today's video, and if you have, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, share. All the good things that you know are going to appease those holy YouTube algorithm gods, but much more importantly, will just make my day as a content creator. Specifically, if you do have a question for me, do drop them in the comment section, as I love hearing from people who take time to watch my videos. I do hope that you have a fantastic day ahead, or that you've already had a good day. I'm going to see you real soon in the next video. 再见.